everybody, welcome to WITCHIN, coming to you from the ugliest kitchen in America. I'm your host, Susie Bianco, as always, and this is our one-year anniversary episode. Yay! I've been making these goofy things for a year, give or take a couple of months. When my grandmother died, I had COVID and couldn't talk and had my bladder out. But, you know, it's been a year chronologically, so it works. Yay! So, for this year's year anniversary celebration that made more sense in my head, we're going to do a purely ridiculous kind of a comedy episode, starring this 1977 cookbook, The Best of Cooking, by two people who are not on the cover, Arne Kruger and Annette Walter. Now, this is about as ridiculous as a book as you can imagine. I tried to get something with a lot more gelatin in it because I really wanted that mid-century feel, but this is from 1977 and it is enjoyably ridiculous. There's some good stuff in here. There's also some really terrible stuff in here that we're going to highlight today, and we get to eat it on camera. So, with no further ado, let me introduce you to my guest for this episode, who is going to be horribly tortured by some of the food I made. You know him as my great zucchini monster, Dan. Come on out, Dan. Come on out, Dan. Doesn't he look excited? So, our taste test begins. In the hors d'oeuvres section, we're making Hawaiian toasts. I'm so sorry, people of Hawaii. You deserve better than this. Oh my god. Okay, start with 4 pieces of toast. Liberally butter. I used rye bread. It was what I had in the house. I thought it might go well with the Spam. Alright. Speaking of Spam, this recipe actually calls for lean cooked ham. 4 slices of lean cooked ham. But I figured since it's supposedly Hawaiian, I go for Spam. Plus mid-century, people love Spam. So go ahead and plop that out of your can. I just cut it in quarters lengthways. And then that's going to be your first layer on top of your buttered toast. Alright, layer number 2, canned pineapple rings that are not quite the right size, but try to get them in the middle anyway. That's literally what you're supposed to do. Last layer, cheese. It literally just says cheese. This is some good deli American that I already had in the fridge, so I figured I'd use that. The cheese in the picture is yellow, so whatever. This isn't in the recipe, but I trimmed out the sides of everything to make it a little prettier. And then go ahead and cut all of that into quarters. And don't launch your slippery pineapple out from inside your little sandwich things. Alright, and from there I'm going to go ahead and put it on a little metal mesh baking sheet. You can kind of use a regular baking sheet. It says in here just a greased baking sheet. And then on top of that, you're going to go ahead and sprinkle it with allspice, curry powder, and cinnamon. And then you can go ahead and pop it in the oven. We're going to go with the 25% rule, which is 25% less on the temperature, 25% more on the time. Of course, this. And we have a nice little rating system here, so we're going to go ahead and get these plated up. Not yet. He's seen the food. Alright, and these are our Hawaiian, whatever the hell they're called.
Chunks. Slabs.
And you can see how I do. Okay. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not feeling. Okay. I can keep it down. don't know, the Spam and the pineapple taste pretty good together.
I don't taste the pineapple at all, to tell you the truth. But
you may not have gotten to it yet. They said to use rings, but the rings didn't go the whole way around, so I don't know.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? Like, I think it could do without the pineapple, to tell you the truth. Everything else is fine. But,
it's fine. Hot, hot, no. Oh, it's hot.
it is quite warm.
I just got done cooking not long ago. What do the judges say?
I'm going to say pleasantly surprised. But
I'm going to say meh.
I'm saying this as a fan of Spam. So, based solely on that, because if you don't like Spam,
yeah,
then that's probably closer to your eye. But I like Spam.
The Spam was fine. I didn't like the cheese on it, and I used rye bread. I thought the rye bread would work with the ham, or with the Spam. I don't think it was bad. I just didn't like the cheese and all the powdery stuff on top. It was...
The pineapple is being barely tasted.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Spam kind of is the dominant flavor of the whole thing. The cheese popping out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It was fine.
I liked it. Like, I would eat this, but not on a regular basis, but I would eat it.
Well, damn. That's a pretty glowing recommendation.
Okay.
You don't have to eat all of that. I mean, you can finish it if you want to. But. Okay. For our... So, I decided to do an hors d'oeuvre and a main course and a dessert. But there was one thing in here that was so bizarre that it's, I guess, kind of an hors d'oeuvre. It's listed as a party snack, but I don't want to go to any party that serves this. Tomato molds! It's literally just tomato soup in a mold with gelatin. I don't know. It was bizarre, so I had to make it.
Jim Jones had this at his little party back a few years ago, and he just had it there as like an ornament or something like that. But yeah, let's find out how it tastes.
You're brave. Oh boy, here's some fun. All right. So we're going to start with 1.5 pounds of tomatoes and some boiling water. Now, for me, 1.5 pounds was about 3 large hothouse tomatoes. Remember what we did on our pasta delight. Go ahead and cut some X's on the back because we are, and leave them in the boiling water because we are going to be taking off the skin. All right, pull them out. You can put them in ice water if you want, or not, whatever. And we're going to go ahead and skin them whenever they start to cool down. I, of course, am not going to do that because I'm an idiot. So I'm just going to go right to it and burn the hell out of my fingers. Alright, sometimes it can be tricky to cut off, but it's okay. So, go ahead and start chopping your tomatoes. Do not do what I'm doing right there. That's not good. They don't have to be super chopped down or anything like that. And you don't necessarily have to remove the seeds and the goop. Sometimes I do it just because I'm, nuts. Alright, chop up all of your tomatoes. And degoop them if you want. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Either way. Alright, in a bowl, you need 2 packets of unflavored gelatin. And enough water to cover said unflavored gelatin. Alright, now we're going to go back to our tomatoes. Stick them in the blender! And blend the hell out of them into a nice frothy tomato puree. I'm hungry. Now, the gelatin should be blooming in the water. Let it sit for a while, and once it fully blooms, stick it in the microwave for about a minute. Now, we need 3 cups of liquid. So I have somehow exactly a half a cup of gelatin and 2.5 cups of tomato puree. If you don't have 3 cups, you can make up the difference with a little bit of just regular ice water from your fridge. All right, and we're going to add salt. I said half the salt. I don't know. It's only a teaspoon of salt, so just stick the damn salt in. And we're also going to add celery salt. But I couldn't find celery salt, so I took my mortar and pestle, and I took celery seed and salt, and I smushed them up together, and I tossed that in. So that's a quarter of a teaspoon of celery salt. I think I put a quarter of a teaspoon of each in. It still had no flavor. Whatever. And you're going to put in some black pepper and a little bit of sugar. It's just like a pinch of sugar. So that's in the recipe. Whatever you feel is a pinch of sugar. And then you're going to cook it on low to medium heat and start mixing it up. Oh, and 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Oops. Yeah, you need 3 tablespoons of tomato paste in there. All right. And mix and mix and mix and mix. And it's going to take a while until the tomato paste is all mixed in. That's okay. Just keep it low and slow. And okay, now we have our mold. And I have a little bit of olive oil. You don't have to do this. It's just a little insurance for me. Just give it a once over with the oil. It didn't help. It still got stuck. But, you know, little insurance policy. And then, when you're done mixing, go ahead and pour all of that into the tomato mold. And then we're just going to pop it into the fridge to chill for, I don't know, a few hours. Let's see if I can get it out of the mold first. Oh, and on the side, we have goop, yogurt, salt, sugar, and parsley that you're supposed to dip the tomato goop into.
I think the cats threw that up this morning.
All right, let's try to unmold here. So let's try to unmold. I should have tested this out before we went on camera. Oh, that is not a good texture. Oh, I don't like that texture.
The power of Christ compels you. The power.
Oh. All right.
Close enough.
We have half of a heart.
We have a broken heart. This should be a first indicator.
Telling. It tastes like V8 juice molded in the fridge. Wait, we gotta try it with the special sauce.
Yeah, this will be.
Oh my god!
It's even worse now.
Oh my god! It is. It's like all parsley.
I need to cleanse this with the chili we had last night. You know, to burn my tongue properly of whatever the hell this is. Oh, there's the aftershock that just went down my spine. No,
I'm gonna try it without.
I don't.
It's all bad. This is what's wrong with boomers. They grew up eating this. Thank you. Oh my god.
It was so good.
This is why all the boomers.
Do we have seconds so I can throw that out too?
We do. We have a whole other half a heart we can eat for dinner. Okay, judges say kill it with fire.
Agreed.
Ugh.
I mean, I would highly recommend this to anyone that's been on my enemies list for the last 15 years.
Oh my god.
Eat on it and choke on it in hell.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give this to anybody I remotely care about
Oh.
or just met.
Okay, are you ready for the pistaches?
I guess.
Okay, the meal portion of our menu,
We're using that term very loosely.
yes, comes from the Royals and Barbecue section. That's right, we're making the poops. These are Balkan meat rolls. And once again, I'm sorry to the people of the Balkans. You've already suffered so much.
Yes.
You don't deserve this on top of it. Much like the people of Hawaii that I cannot apologize to enough for making that.
We're about to commit a gastronomical war crime here.
Yeah. Now, okay, on to the Balkan meat rolls. We need a pound of ground beef. This is about a pound and a half, maybe. And a half teaspoon of salt, which was not enough. A quarter of a teaspoon of black pepper, which was kind of a pain to get out of the container, and I really should have thought of that better. Alright, and it takes 1 clove of garlic. This is 2 cloves of garlic because 1 clove is never enough. It also takes 4 onions. 4 whole onions. This is not 4 whole onions. This is most of a sweet onion and about a quarter of a red onion because just screw that noise. Alright, also 2 tablespoons of oil. This is olive oil. 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. Apparently those are the binders because there are no eggs in it. And 5 tablespoons of chopped parsley. Oh, and also 1 teaspoon of something called paprika pepper. I don't know what that is, so I just put in some smoked paprika. You know, whatever. Alright, go ahead and mix the meat up thoroughly. And on a, as you can see, I have my baking sheet here with parchment on it. Go ahead and roll them out. Quote, into small sausage shapes and broil for 5 to 8 minutes, turning to brown them on all sides. I can tell you from experience, it doesn't work. I needed to cook them, well, I cooked them at 450 because I figured, oh, it's going to take a while to cook through. Well, that's the broiler temperature, rather. And I ended up cooking them for like close to 15 minutes to get them to cook. And make sure you put them where the broiler actually is. Alright. Now, since they're covered in oil, I'm going to put them on a plate covered with paper towels to soak up the oil. Boy, don't they look delicious. Oh, wait. No, they don't. The thing about the Balkan meat rolls was it took 4 onions. Not 4 cups of onions or 4 quarters of onions. 4 onions. Like, were onions, like, tiny back in the 70s or something? Because it's, like, all onions and no meat. And I'm just realizing I have parsley on my tooth. This is going to be such a great episode. Do you want a fork?
No,
You just wanna...
This is fine. This is considered a party food, so.
No, this is barbecues and broils.
Oh.
The frozen tomato soup was the party food.
That party died the moment it was conceived. Okay.
It's like all onion, but
it's just like an onionized meatloaf, basically.
But there's no eggs and there's no like.
It's a bland onionized meatloaf.
It is, yeah. Well, it looks like poops.
I would say on a medium-sized dog consistency.
There's a large dog. Like, look at this. This is like
it's meaty
German Shepherd size.
Yeah. It's meaty yet flavorless.
Other than the
onion, yes. If you like onion burgers circa 1984 from the Lipton recipe, this will be right up your alley. I guess maybe that's why we're supposed to put 4 onions in. Maybe it'll give it a more oniony flavor.
I mean, they were supposed to be finely chopped. I didn't read that until after I was almost done making the recipe. So I don't know if it would have made a difference to make them finely chopped, but I'm guessing no. It's so boring.
I need to take a nap now.
You know, I thought they were going to be a lot worse. So,
Yeah.
my vote is, once again, meh.
I'm going with barely edible.
That's true. We're going to both have bad gas tonight after eating these.
Like, I ate it. It was fine. However, it was absolutely nothing remarkable.
Meh.
And I'm sure I'm going to have horrible onion breath afterwards.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be unpleasant. That was not astoundingly bad. That was supposed to be astoundingly bad. I was hoping it was going to be astoundingly bad. But I don't know. After that tomato goop, everything else seems enjoyable. And last but not least, our little dessert of buttermilk and food coloring and lemon, mostly. Oh, wait. Okay. Let's see. Our last one, our dessert. Oh, the pages are stuck together. Who was doing what with this book?
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know. Our blushing girls. They're supposed to look like that, but they kind of just look like Pepto-Bismol. Okay. There is a note on this page that you can make something called geishas with lemon, and that's just super culturally inappropriate.
Something an 80s businessman would drink at a questionable bar?
Yeah. But it was 1977, and it was made by white people, and, you know. So, anyway. All right. In a clean bowl, we're going to start with 1/4 cup of water and 2.5 packets of unflavored gelatin. 2.5. They don't come in halves. I had to guess, but whatever. All right, sprinkle it over and leave until spongy. It says I mixed it in a little bit. I didn't know if I was supposed to do that. Then, in a saucepan. Yep. Okay, mixing it. Doesn't look spongy. Looks a little weird. Anyway, in a saucepan, put in enough water to cover over the level of the gelatin. Let it simmer. Let it cook for a couple of minutes. You want to make sure to heat it up until it's dissolved. I didn't do it in the microwave this time because that's literally what it says in the book. And mix. Stir, whip. Yep, still going. Okay. This is sped up. It's going to take a little bit, and that's okay. Just keep the water at a low boil or a high simmer. Whatever you call that. Alright. Yes, it's hot, dummy. Okay. Take it off, and you can dump that water. Now, in the same saucepan, or a different saucepan, whatever you want, add the rest of the water, another 1/2 cup. And then it says, rub the cubes over the skin of 1 lemon to extract the zest. Put the sugar cubes in a saucepan with the remaining water and the sugar. I don't know what that means. So I just put like 1/8 of a cup of sugar in, because that seems like what 4 sugar cubes are, and then just zested a lemon like a normal person would, who is not on on Coke in the 70s. All right, we're going to go ahead and put that back on the heat to dissolve the sugar. Oh, and also you should be putting in an extra 1/2 cup of sugar, which I totally forgot about here, because weirdness with sugar cubes and lemon zest. I don't know. All right, take the juice from 1 lemon. Figure out how to get the lid off of this. Okay. All right, and I'm double straining because there were a bunch of seeds that got through, and there's still seeds that getting through. Okay, and go ahead and mix that up. All right, and then it says remove from the heat to stir in the gelatin. Although I don't understand this because it seems like it would have been incorporated much better to leave it on the heat and stir in the gelatin. Whatever, I didn't write the recipe. So go ahead and stir that in. And thankfully it's still hot, so I can put in all the sugar that I forgot to put in while it was on the heat. Oops. It says strain in the gelatin. I don't know what I'm straining in or out with that, because it's just gelatin, and it turned out fine, so I don't know what that means. Alright, mix that in, and oh, there's the sugar. Okay. Just make sure everything is well combined. And it might take a bit. And then we're going to add 4 1/3 cups of buttermilk. I don't know. I just put a quart in. It's 4 cups. It's fine. I don't know what that third is going to do. There's already too much buttermilk and not enough flavor, so whatever. Alright, incorporate your buttermilk. Now we're going to add some food coloring. Because when I think of lemon and buttermilk, I automatically think hot pink. That's just pretty sad. That's like cotton candy pink. Come on, you can do better than that. You're an artist, right? Colorblind artist. Alright, yeah, put more in. Tired of stirring. Want this day to be over. It's good enough. And stir, and stir, and stir, and stir, and stir, and stir, and stir. So much stirring in this episode. Alright. Yep, come on. There you go. Alright, and I am ladling it into some glasses. They are not as pretty as the ones in the picture, but whatever. They're clear and you can see all the stuff in it, so fine. Alright. And it says to make some homemade whipped cream, which we've done before in the show. So I did that, and as you can see later on when we taste test, it looks very pretty. It also says to pare the rind from the remaining lemon into curls and use as a garnish. I don't know if I did that necessarily. I just kind of peeled off chunks and stuck them on, but it seemed to work because they do seem to be kind of fancy. Alright, as you can see, I made a huge mess, as usual. And go ahead and chill. Let's get to it. We have our very jiggly blushing girls. Our blushing girls are a little thick. With some homemade whipped cream on top and a little peel garnish. It kind of just tastes like really boring lemonade without enough sugar or enough lemon.
I'm getting the feeling this was made by chain smokers, but
Why? Because you can't taste anything?
yeah, basically.
Again, white people from 1977. I mean, it's not bad.
Like, I can eat it. I can eat the whole thing.
I'll probably finish this.
It just tastes like, sugar with a little bit of lemon zest in it.
Pretty much. This has 4 cups of buttermilk in it. Why? It doesn't do anything to the flavor.
It has the tiniest bit of zest, and that's about it.
It does also have lemon zest. But it has, like, juice from one lemon and, like, a bunch of sugar and then, like, a little bit of lemon zest that I put in because the directions were insane. It didn't make any sense. Because, again, 1977, everyone's on Coke. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Quick reminder that this color does not occur in nature.
Yeah, it was prettier in the picture, but I was tired of stirring it. So I didn't put as much red in as I should have.
This is pure human ingenuity right here.
Yeah, this is like a Pepto-Bismol smoothie. If it were lemonade.
I can feel it working right
now. And that sentence makes absolutely no sense.
It's pink lemonade parfait.
Yeah, kind of. It kind of is. I mean, it's a good base for something better. Like, I could make something much tastier out of this. But it's fine.
Like, I think the textures are all good, but certainly some other type of flavor could go in here that would be a lot more appealing to me.
Could put in more lemon, less buttermilk, maybe regular milk,
something less
strawberry,
pink.
There is nothing pink in this. This is all food coloring.
This is all nuclear pink. We're gonna go with.
There you go. Mid-century pink.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
This is gonna be a little bit of a rough one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do both because I'm pleasantly surprised that it wasn't worse. But quite frankly, it's a little meh because it doesn't have much flavor.
Yeah, mine's mainly a meh with a pleasantly surprised caveat. Basically, I was expecting a whole lot worse, but I was judging solely upon appearance and description. But overall, it's not. If it's given to me, fine. It's not something I'm going to be looking for in the near future. So this is my score as well.
I think that's more than fair. Okay.
And I'm still alive.
He survived! Yes, we survived the terrible, terrible foods.
It's just a mild case of rabies, it looks like.
But, well, thank you, Dan, for joining me on this episode.
Thank you.
Putting up with eating all this crap.
And I'll be producing, so
oh,
in
yeah,
the near
yeah.
future.
And it's going to look pretty familiar, I think. So,
Yeah,
on this,
so much wasted food.
it is. We might just dig the onions out of that and eat it with some barbecue sauce or something. This thing,
You have fun with that.
I don't know what to do with this thing. I'm gonna
I do. Bye.
You think I'll leave it out for the birds?
No, I like birds. Goodbye.
Okay, that's fair.
Bye, bye, bye.
It's terrible.
No lie. Oh. All the evidence.
Yeah.
Police
So,
behind us.
well, this was a very unconventional episode of Kitchen Witchin.
It certainly was.
And, because it was our special 1-year anniversary edition, and we got Dan without having his face covered, so that in itself is a treat. So, for Dan and myself, thank you for sticking with us for a year, and make sure that if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, so you can see more of this bizarre crap that we do.
I can see the future. It's not very far away.
But, yeah, so thank you for joining us for Kitchen Witchin' 1-year anniversary. Yay!
Bye!
And that makes me pleasantly surprised.
They want to kill this entire menu with fire.
We'll see you next time.
Bye!